Imagine a world where a nuclear attack is a reality. Shocking, isn't it? It's a sobering thought that in our technologically advanced times, the specter of nuclear warfare still looms. The devastating potential of nuclear weapons is staggering, capable of wiping out entire cities in the blink of an eye. The fallout, both literal and metaphorical, would change the course of human history. It's a terrifying thought, but one that we need to be prepared for. Now, you might ask, what exactly happens during a nuclear attack? Well, let's peel back the layers and delve into the science of it all. A nuclear attack is not simply a big explosion. It's a series of devastating events that unfold in a matter of minutes. The first thing that occurs is the immediate blast. This is a powerful shockwave that obliterates everything in its immediate vicinity. It's like a sudden, violent gust of wind, but many times stronger, capable of crushing buildings and hurling heavy objects with terrifying force. Almost simultaneously with the blast, there's the heat wave. This is a pulse of intense, searing heat that can reach temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. It can cause fires and severe burns miles away from the epicenter of the explosion. And then, there's the fallout. Fallout is the radioactive debris that's shot up into the atmosphere during the explosion and then gradually falls back down to Earth. This radioactive material is invisible and can be carried far and wide by winds. It's this fallout that poses a lingering threat long after the initial explosion, contaminating water, soil, and air. So a nuclear attack is a triad of destruction: the blast, the heat, and the fallout. Each component carries its own set of dangers and challenges. Understanding the process of a nuclear attack is the first step to surviving one. So how does one survive a nuclear attack? Surviving a nuclear attack is no small feat, but it's not impossible. According to experts in the field of nuclear warfare and survival, there are 3 key areas to focus on: shelter, fallout, and sustenance. Firstly, let's talk about shelter. The ideal place to take refuge in case of a nuclear attack is a fallout shelter, but if one is not readily available, fear not. You can also seek shelter in the basement or middle floors of a multi-story building, preferably one without windows. The goal here is to put as many walls and as much concrete, brick, or soil between you and the radioactive fallout as possible. Next, we have to discuss fallout. Fallout is the residual radioactive material propelled into the upper atmosphere following a nuclear blast, which falls out of the sky and contaminates the Earth below. Minimizing exposure to fallout is crucial. If you're outside when a blast occurs, get inside as quickly as possible, remove your outer clothing to shake off fallout particles, and take a shower if you can. And remember, fallout decays rapidly, so the first few hours are the most dangerous. Finally, securing food and water is paramount. In a nuclear disaster scenario, food and water supplies can become contaminated. Experts advise storing a 2-week supply of food and water per person in your household. Choose foods that are shelf-stable and don't require cooking, like canned goods and granola bars. For water, plan for at least 1 gallon per person per day, for both drinking and sanitation. In the face of a nuclear attack, the situation may seem dire. However, with the right knowledge and preparation, survival is within reach. It's vital to remember that the key to survival is not just about enduring the initial blast, but about managing the aftermath. Remember, the key to survival is preparation and quick action. Preparation is crucial. Here are some practical steps you can take. Firstly, let's talk about creating a disaster plan. This is not your everyday schedule or to-do list. This is a comprehensive plan that accounts for every member of your household, your pets included. It should detail escape routes, meeting points, communication methods, and responsibilities for each person. Remember, when disaster strikes, chaos can ensue, and having a well-thought-out plan can be a lifesaver. Next, stock up on emergency supplies. This is not just about having a week's worth of food and water. We're talking about a supply that can last for at least 2 weeks. Think canned goods, dried foods, bottled water, and don't forget about a manual can opener. Additionally, you'll need a first aid kit, prescription medicines, personal hygiene items, and don't forget your pet's needs. But it doesn't stop there. You should also consider items that would be useful in a post-nuclear scenario. Things like battery-powered or hand-crank radios, flashlights, extra batteries, multi-tools, duct tape, plastic sheeting for shelter, and protective clothing. Remember, the goal is to be self-sufficient for as long as possible. Furthermore, learn about your local emergency response plans. Knowledge is power, and in this case, it can save your life. Understand where the nearest fallout shelter is, know the routes to get there, and familiarize yourself with the emergency broadcast system in your area. Another essential step is to educate yourself and your family about nuclear attacks. Understand what a nuclear explosion entails, the potential fallout, and the necessary steps for immediate survival. The more you know, the better equipped you'll be to respond effectively. Lastly, always stay informed. Keep abreast of global politics and potential threats. Remember, the first sign of a nuclear attack may not be the blinding flash, but rather escalating global tensions. In conclusion, preparation is not about living in fear, but rather about taking control. It's about being proactive rather than reactive. It's about equipping yourself with the tools and knowledge to survive in the face of the unthinkable. Being prepared can mean the difference between life and death. Surviving a nuclear attack is no easy feat, but with the right knowledge and preparation, it is possible. Today, we've explored the unthinkable reality of nuclear attacks, sought to understand them better, and gathered expert advice on surviving them. Remember, preparation is not an act of fear, but one of empowerment. We've also discussed practical steps to take in preparation. Making a plan, stocking up on supplies, and knowing where to seek shelter can make all the difference. It's not just about surviving the initial blast, but also the aftermath. Your journey doesn't end here. Continue to educate yourself, stay aware, and build your resilience. This is a vast topic, and we've only scratched the surface. Stay informed, stay prepared, and remember, knowledge is power. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Until next time, stay safe.